Sub guy. Um, for the most part, I agree with you on what you said about, the majority of users of Linux are usually dual booters. But also, the majority of the ones I know that are dual booters, they usually do their work in Linux and play their games in Windows. With a lot of my friends, the joke Wintendo, which I find humorous, is kind of cool. I'm not really a gamer, so I run nothing but Linux. In fact, this is kind of off topic, but I want to push out my perspective on what this is. I grew up really fucking poor. We didn't have money for things a lot of times. Used to make fun of, because I had ratty clothes from the thrift store and old beat up tennis shoes, and all my friends had the fresh clothes and whatnot. But when it came to technology, I was getting like passed down computers. Everyone was on, the beginning of the ISDN networks when I was rocking my 28.8 modem, shit like that. And all my software back then was bootleg. We'd go online, we'd pass from our friends, we get copies of Windows 98 off the floppies, copies of floppies, all that kind of stuff. And I've never actually ever paid for a copy of Windows. So it kind of always irked at me and tugged at me that I felt like I didn't have, a computer that really felt like mine on the control level, and I didn't feel like it was mine because I wasn't technically allowed to run that software. I would have to find a crack for something, break this one, find the password for that one, the serial number for that one, key generators, all that kind of shit. I'd spend hours doing it, packaging it, and bootlegging, and giving it to my friends, and all my friends did this. This is what we did, And when I was able to figure out how to run Linux, and all it really took for me was a change of thinking, really. I was able to jump in there, and I looked through my disks of all these bootleg software, and I was like, I don't need this crack. Gone, kind of cold turkey. And that's the only way you're going to do it. You just got to, do it. And you have to change the way you think. Now, I know you've been using the dual booting, and I know there's some things you haven't figured out how to do yet, but, the tax software, I know there's some online ones, like you said, on the cloud. You don't trust them. And I can't remember if you said that there's never going to be an open source one. I'm not sure if I totally agree with that one, because forever is a long time, so saying ever on anything, But, in the foreseeable future, there's never going to be an open source one. That doesn't necessarily mean there's not going to be one that runs on the Linux platform natively. Right now, Linux has the same market share that Apple did 10 years ago. 10 years ago, there was no tax software. Well, there was, but not as much, for that platform. Now, every major tax manager, H&R Block and all those, they have OS 10 port. I don't see how, if the market shifts and it becomes more like an equal seated 3, there would not be a native client for 1/3 of the market, in the future, if the market grows, which it looks like it is. That's my perspective. But, for the most part, I totally agree with you on what you said in your video. The right tool for the right people, I defend Linux, but I usually try just to defend the stuff when I hear something that sounds factually inaccurate. I don't want to. I am a fanboy, but I'm not a fanboy. Like, I ain't fucking crazy about it. The right tool for the people. When I first started using it, I was very, use Linux. And after a while, I realized people are like, they don't care. But most people don't even care if their software is pirated or not. So why would they care about learning something that's free if their shit's already free? At least that's what it was when I grew up in the poor neighborhood. But anyways, I'm rambled on. Alright, man. Well, peace.